Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rock Talk Happy Hour. My name is Mario, here with Kimberly, Britt, and Frank. This is a podcast about craft beer and music, where every episode we try different craft beers, we rate them, discuss them, and sometimes we learn a little bit about them, all while talking music-related topics. Frank, what's today's music-related topic?
I thought of shortening it to In Costume.
Okay, In Costume.
Yes.
So we're going to be talking about bands who wear costumes. So if you listened to last episode, we talked about specifically bands who wear face paint and masks, and then we got into a little bit of the history of where the face paint came from. We talked about corpse paint, and we also talked about the first band who wore masks. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that later, because those guys actually wore costumes for pretty much all their career, and we'll get into them later. But yeah, so that's the episode. So Frank's back. He was out in the mountains learning a new guitar technique, and he's back.
Yeah.
So he's going to come talk to us with about that, right? Probably.
Yeah, I joined a fictional metal band on air guitar.
Okay, yeah, cool. All right. Yeah.
And we toured a bunch of mountain towns.
Yeah. And then what's that eighth continent called again?
Eighth continent.
Zealandia.
Yeah, it's called
Zealandia.
Zealanderasia.
Yeah, and it's partly underground. So
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's like true metal.
Yeah, it is. Sounds true metal. All right, so we have some little segments to kick off the show. First segment is, what are we drinking? And we actually have something. So we haven't started drinking it yet, but there's going to be like a two-parter to this beer, kind of. So the first beer that we're going to try is Yuengling's Hershey's Chocolate Porter. So Yuengling came out with it. I believe they came out with this last year, but it wasn't available here in Texas because we just got Yuengling last year? We just got Yuengling last year, I believe. Yeah. So
It hasn't been too long.
yeah. So luckily this year we got the Hershey's Chocolate Porter. Smells really good. From what I remember, yeah, it smells good. So, just popped it open, and the reason why I did this was because I wanted us to try it now, and then try it again just a little bit later, probably right before we get into the topic, once it warms up a bit. Because for this one, this is one of those styles, like some of the IPAs, that when it warms up, the flavors pop. So, I guess right now, if your palate is fine, let's go ahead and give it a taste and see what you think about it.
Okay,
Smell.
How's my palate?
I don't know. How was your palate?
I don't know. I had pizza.
Let me see. What's the? Oh yeah, me too. I still taste it. What's the ABV on this? 4.7% ABV. I forgot to mention that, but
Not bad.
it's fine, right?
Yeah, it's fine. It's not like super chocolatey or anything.
And I think the pizza is kind of ruining that
Yeah.
because I still taste the pizza a little bit, but it's cold. We're gonna wait till it warms up a little bit. And then we'll taste it again.
Okay.
So probably, like I said, right before the
I have a theory as to how Yuengling got started. I could be wrong, but it's my own personal theory.
Okay.
that
should
it
have
was-
like special theme music for when
Frank-
there's about to be a Frankie theory.
All right, what's the theory?
But it's believable, at
Okay.
least to me.
And you can put it on Wikipedia.
So
'cause-
with Yuengling, I figure, it's like a couple young dudes who couldn't drink yet. They weren't of legal age. So when they finally got to legal age, they thought, let's start a brewery and call it Yuengling, like a play on the word youngling.
Oh,
Because, we wanted to be rebels back then and drink, but we were doing the proper thing and waited until we were 18 or 21 or something.
I don't know if slang was invented at that time. What year do you think Yuengling came out? You haven't seen the bottle, right?
I'm guessing it's a pretty old beer.
It is.
A pretty old brewery.
Okay, so they were the first brewery in the
gonna
United
say-
States. What year do you think it was?
I want to say maybe like somewhere 1890s.
Oh,
1829.
Oh, okay.
hey.
This was way before the
Dang.
rap
Way
came
before
out. And they
Urban
were
Dictionary.
Yeah, Urban Dictionary, way before that. So I mean, yeah, it does kind of. I think that's the family's last name, but we'll go with Frank's theory.
Okay.
Because it was a family-owned brewery for the longest time. I don't know if it still is, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it still is.
Yeah.
and it's from Pottsville.
Pottsville, okay.
Pennsylvania.
Pottsville, Pennsylvania. They actually have breweries now in Florida and here in Texas. And of course Hershey's is not too far from, I'm assuming it's not too far from Potts, but they got the hookup with the Hershey's somewhere around there. But yeah, so we're going to try that in a bit again. Right off the bat, what was your rating on it? Just the whole pizza cold beer taste rating.
3.5?
Okay, 3.5 for Britt. Kim, what do you give it now? and then we'll go back and see if you still think it's that rating.
The first taste I tasted, it was like a 4.
Really? Okay. Because when I first tried it, the first taste, I was probably like around 3.7 or something. But I have a rating for it now. I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys that my rating is 4 after it warms up. So we'll see if y'all's rating goes up.
It's going down. I've already tried it again, and I'm like, I think
Decreasing.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Well,
To me.
okay. So we'll try it. We'll try it again in a bit.
They are 49 miles apart.
Oh, okay, that's not bad. So yeah, they do got the hookup with the chocolate.
Yeah.
Next segment, Hangover. This is where we talk about things from last, previous topics. I think this one's kind of like it's kind of connected. We already talked about last episode that it was going to overlap. So I don't think Hangover is necessary on this one. I guess we can go into the next topic. News and brews, brews and news.
Yeah. Well, a major one that I read about, I'm just going to read the article because it's not even really that long.
Okay. All right. Limit 400 words.
It's
I'm just
about, it's from wearethepit.com.
Okay.
And the headline is, in 2018, Taylor Swift secured a major deal that helped some metal bands big time.
Okay. What did she do? I'm not putting Taylor Swift on the playlist,
No.
by the way.
So
Because I
this-
know she just came out with an album.
This article was published yesterday at 9:21 a.m.
Okay.
And the article says, with yesterday being the release of the new Taylor Swift album, we thought it would be worth revisiting the time that the pop star scored a major deal that would end up helping several metal bands. How did she do this? It's all thanks to an arrangement that she pushed for with Republic Records, her current record label and subsidiary with Universal Music Group. Back in 2018, one of the demands that Swift made in her contract was that if UMG was to ever sell its shares to Spotify, the label has to give a percentage of the earnings of that sale to artists they represent. Such an action would greatly benefit bands and artists associated with the label, including a bunch of metal bands. So, which I think is, I mean, say what you will about Taylor Swift, but I feel like that, I didn't read the full article, but I feel like that agreement helped some bands financially that probably wouldn't otherwise have that financial opportunity.
It's crazy though, because you would think that would have been like a thing before she did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
Because-
also my question is, how involved was she? And is this really just something done by her lawyers?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to say because I know she did something where she actually bought her catalog back and then re-recorded it because apparently she was following the rules of the record labels when she was recording her original albums. So like they kind of,
I remember that.
Yeah. So I mean,
I could be wrong, but
I don't
know.
follow her enough to know. But I mean,
I want to say that maybe she signed like a 7-album, 8-album deal or something, and then once her deal was up,
then
she was able to fight for the rights of her original.
well, I don't even think she has to fight for her rights. I think all she has to do is buy the.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think she just fulfilled whatever the label asked of her to, and then she was able to go back and basically, just buy the rights to her own music. And I think this was happening also at a time when I think other artists were also purchasing the rights to their own music that the labels previously owned. And once they fulfilled their agreement, their label contracts, then they were able to go and purchase those rights. Even though, I mean, I think it sucks. I mean, as an artist, like that's your music, but you don't own it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
But
crazy
you
because
signed a contract.
yeah.
It's not like anybody like put a gun to your head. And you made
Yeah,
those choices.
that's true. And it is, I know we were talking about, I mean, that happens all the time where like they kind of bite the bullet to get their stuff recorded. Same thing with like movies where we were talking about, we saw The Descent and then we saw The Descent 2 and we really liked the first one. And then, we were having a discussion that The Descent 2 sucked. Like we didn't like it. But we found out that the reason why it did was because the original director and writer, he sold the rights before he even filmed the first one, and he sold the rights so that he could make the first one. So then when that was done, then he was like, okay, I'm done. I got to do what I wanted to do. But unfortunately, the film company still, had the rights. So they proceeded with a sequel, even though he didn't agree with it. So it's kind of like that. Yeah. The art, music artists do that all the time too. Except some of them actually have the ability to go back and, afford to get the rights back to their
I guess
music and
I
stuff.
don't know. Maybe it's in a similar vein where artists want to break free of their contract and will do whatever it is to spite their label.
Yeah, I've seen stories like
they'll,
that.
they'll record in secrecy. But then there are times when the label says, "Okay, you're not going to give us one more album. Then we're going to release our own greatest hits album of your music."
Oh, yeah. I've
and
seen
you
that
have no
before,
say
too.
in it.
Yeah, I've seen that before too. Yeah, labels they fucking suck. But I mean, that's when the whole thing started too, a few years back, where bands started creating their own labels and releasing their own
I mean, there's
stuff.
pluses and minuses, right? I mean, with the label, you have that exposure, you have the financial backing and whatnot. But you do have to say goodbye to a lot of your own creative, you know, input.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that sucks, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not putting Taylor Swift on the Spotify playlist. So if you guys are expecting that, well, I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to,
No,
unless
thank
she releases like a full-on metal album.
No, not even then.
No, I'm not. Never. So my brews and news and brews is, so Bush released another dog brew. We had one of these, I think it was like almost probably 2 years ago. Probably when we first started the podcast. I don't remember when we had it. So our puppy had it, and he rated it. This is a limited edition turkey broth dog brew by Bush. So you can see this on Instagram. This is the second dog brew that Bush has released. I actually chugged one of these before the show as a little pregame, and it's kicking in right now. Zildjian gave it a 5. So if you want to follow him on Instagram, I tagged his profile on our Instagram page. But me and Kim and I tasted the original one, and we don't have to do that again. Because we tasted the original one. Well, the original one was a beef broth, and this is a turkey broth.
I think it was
pork. Yeah, I think you were right. Pork broth, and this is turkey broth. So, back of the can says intended for dogs. I was gonna say dogs. Well, also too, I want to say that don't give your dogs real beer because dogs can't drink beer, and this is this doesn't have any hops in it. Dogs can't have hops, so this is a specific fun little like novelty beer for dogs. A little fun little treat too.
Made ice cubes out of it.
Yeah, we made ice cubes out of it.
Ice.
You can do that for them. I don't know if it's still available, but it's limited edition. We got it as soon as it came out. This was released earlier this month, so Zildjian likes it. So yeah,
Cool.
Okay,
Cool.
So I think that's our 3 segments.
You know, turkey broth reminds me of when I was a kid, and I got curious, and I opened a can of dog food. And ate some.
I think everyone's in that.
Well, it's because the thing is, they put these pictures on the cans that make it look appealing.
Yeah.
And so you think, okay, it's not so bad. And then you try it, and it's really bad.
The cat food doesn't look appealing. So
No, it does
doesn't.
not.
But you're right, the
Vegan
dog food does.
But I mean, why are you gonna name your dog food savory beef?
Well, yeah, you're right. Your dog can't read that. You
Right.
could just call it,
It's
you could
more
just call it beef.
for the consumer that's buying.
And for the kids. It's for the kids too.
It's for the kids.
All right. So let's try the Yingling one more time, I guess, and then I guess you can, if you want, go back and visit it again while we start
smells like
we'll try to get
chocolate more.
It
Yeah,
does.
the smell comes out more as it warms up.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it.
I
mean,
liked it better when it was cold.
Yeah, so did I.
So that's a funny thing you say. It's funny that you say that. So I was on Reddit and I posted this, and I posted, "Let it warm up so that the flavor pops more." Right? Everyone has a different preference.
Sure.
So this guy said, "Oh, I like it better when it's chilled in a chilled glass." So he actually does the opposite and goes the extra step and puts it in a chilled
nice.
glass and actually chills it. So it looks like you guys are in the middle because I go on the warmer side. He went on the chill side. This is like just cold from the fridge. So
Yeah.
It tastes too much like dark chocolate, which I like dark chocolate, but
yeah, it is more of a
Bitter.
dark
not
chocolate
like a
taste. Yeah.
big dark chocolate.
Yeah, it doesn't have that sweetness that you probably
expect
thought.
from
Yeah,
Hershey's,
yeah. Are you gonna stick with your 3.5?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm fine
Okay,
with that.
because I don't want my temperature thing to throw you off. 4?
Yeah.
Okay, because you probably would have kept drinking it cold, right? If I would've-
I
Okay.
mean, it's not bad.
Okay. I'm gonna.
So is it just like drinking Hershey syrup with alcohol?
No, actually, you would think that that's what it would taste like, because that's what I kind of thought, and I thought it would be thicker, because it's actually not. It's not thick at all.
No.
It's like very.
Tastes
It's
like
light.
coffee.
Yeah,
Like
a little
what?
bit.
Like coffee, like
Oh,
chocolate coffee or something.
yeah, like porters do sometimes, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you do taste that dark chocolate taste more, but and I'm drinking it from the bottle. They're drinking it from the glass. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick with my 4. So I guess we're good. I guess we can go ahead and start with the topic.
Well, actually, does anybody have a clean pint glass that want to try this?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, nice.
Clean pint. Let me get one real quick.
So
Do
I'll have
we
you
I'll get the next
clean
beer.
pint glass?
do that.
Oh, and I'll talk about this. Actually, Kim, can you get a glass, please?
Sure.
A clean glass. I know y'all got clean glasses, but I did that on purpose for the. Oh, that's yours. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did that on purpose because of the porter and stuff. So y'all have.
Do you want one then?
Yeah. I'll take one. Yeah. So bring two. Okay, so I'll introduce this next beer then. This is BrewDog, which BrewDog does make some good stuff from
Yes.
the stuff that we've had. So this is non-alcoholic Punk AF Hoppy Pale. That actually sounds pretty good. Less than 5% ABV. And this is Postmodern Classic. Is that like a collaboration with somebody or no?
No, I think it's just meant to be a play on the whole post-punk, post-this, post-that, postmodern.
Okay, all
know?
right. I thought there was a band called that. That's weird.
Postmodern? I don't know.
Yeah, I thought there was, but all right.
But I think the AF is a play on words,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
AF
Yeah,
and,
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
alcohol free.
All right, and then I'll take some. And then Britt
I was actually quite surprised to see this at our local
Total Wine.
liquor store.
Oh,
Yeah.
Total Wine?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Total Wine is starting to extend more with their non-alcoholic. I think their section's gotten bigger.
Yeah, it
One
sure has.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put.
This was one of a multi-pack, 12-pack that we got.
Oh,
It had like 4 different varieties.
Yeah, it's crazy. I've been seeing a lot of people post about those varieties now. Like it's like around this time of season they start to come out more. All right, so try to get that chocolate on my. Smells hoppy. It smells like it's not a
Like an
non-alcoholic.
IPA.
Yeah, it smells like IPA. Yeah.
Oh. Speaking of which, we went to Growler on Thursday,
Ooh.
and they had those Martin's Monsters.
Marty's Little Monsters?
Marty's Little Monsters.
yeah.
The ones we had last week.
They
Yeah.
had them on the draft.
They had them on draft.
Oh.
Yeah.
And we tried the Gummy Mummy
The Gummy Mummy, which was the strawberry sour.
and the Battle Bats, which
The
is
Battle
the
Bat,
IPA.
which was the one that y'all like. The
Yeah.
milkshake IPA.
Yeah.
5 out of 5.
Oh, really?
Both of
So
them.
much better.
Yeah.
draft.
changed
Okay.
his.
I changed my rating for the draft version. We didn't try the other two, which I wish I would have tasted the Mummy one. Now that I think back at it, that was
did
the
have the
vanilla
one.
toffee crunch.
Yep.
No, the Mummy one was the vanilla toffee crunch.
I thought it was Gummy Mummy.
No, it's Gummy Ghost.
Gummy
we
Ghost.
keep
Gummy
getting it
Ghost.
confused.
Gummy Mummy would have been
I
better.
know it would have been better. So Gummy Ghost was the strawberry one.
That's the one.
Mr. Mummy was the vanilla toffee crunch
That's right.
stout. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
the stout.
Gummy Mummy's
And then the other one was the milkshake IPA. But yeah, so that's
that
that.
Battle
Okay.
Bats is really good.
Okay.
So this BrewDog non-alcoholic, I give it a 5. It tastes like a
Beer.
yeah, like an
Like
IPA,
beer.
like a type of IPA to me.
Yeah, it's real good.
So I'm gonna give it a 5. Frank, what are you gonna give it?
It's a 5 straight up,
5?
yeah. And
Okay.
I think not Martin House, BrewDog is one of the, I think it's the only brewery actually that to me has non-alcoholic beers that taste
like-
very much like the real
Yeah,
thing.
I
And
think
it's like the other ones, it's like they're almost there, but they're
yeah,
just
they
not
taste a little.
quite.
They
Yeah.
taste more watered down.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
these got more flavor to them.
Oh yeah.
Britt,
Yeah, 5.
okay,
Yeah.
Kim,
3.
3, okay,
And they're more
Two better, right?
flavorful with like not that many calories. Like these are 20, 25 calories a piece for the beer. And, some of the others like Brooklyn, like those are 100 calories.
yeah,
and
Brooklyn,
it's
yeah,
for
yeah.
a non-alcoholic beer.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
pretty extreme.
All right. Okay. So whenever y'all are ready for another beer, we got 4 pumpkin beers lined
wow.
up.
Okay.
Yeah. So these next beers that we have, these are part of the October pack that Elysian Brewery releases, and they usually release a 12 pack, and it's 4 different pumpkin beers. I think one's a stout. I'm not sure. So I tried to get this pack for you and Kim. Like literally the past 2 years, I was trying to get them. The first time I was trying to get it online, the shipping was like $30 or something, or like
Yeah,
it was ridiculous
stupid.
to get it. So I was like, I'm not going to get it. Then I saw it last year. I didn't get it when it was available, and I finally got singles. So
Yeah, we went to HEB and they had every single
they had
one
every single one.
Oh,
on
okay.
the singles rack, and so
So
sweet.
out of the 4, I bought 3 because we have had the 4th one before. We had it last year.
Okay.
So I got the 3 in there, so we can taste one in a bit. Whenever y'all are ready, you can just say beer break, and then Kim will get it, and then we'll try it. Who wants to kick off the topic?
I can kick it off.
Okay. So let's go ahead and kick off bands that wear costumes.
Bands that wear costumes. So there are many bands that wear costumes, and I had this little debate.
Wait, what'd you say? Did you say there aren't?
There are many bands.
Oh, yeah, there are many. Yeah, there
Yeah.
are. Yeah.
There are quite a few.
Yeah,
And you know, we had this little talk about what constitutes a costume, because there are stage clothes, and then there are stage costumes. So would stage clothes constitute? I mean, what would that technically be?
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
You know, it's like you have your one pair of stage pants and your stage
Oh, no,
t-shirt.
That's
you know?
not a costume.
that's not a
Yeah, that's
costume.
what
No,
I
no,
said.
no.
I was like,
No, this is like something that adds to the
Right,
production.
yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm always looking at like the technicalities, right?
Of course.
Okay, let's see what you got.
But no, I went with the traditional stage
Good, because
costumes
it's
and stuff.
Halloween themed.
Yes,
Yes,
stuff.
yes.
Halloween themed. So this band I have mentioned before. Their name is Fun to Say.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
shit. What's the name of this band?
Yeah, it's a 3-piece called Fart Barf.
Oh, this band again. Okay.
Because they're good. I think they're good.
I remember listening to some. I think they're
Because
all right.
I mean, think about it. The name. It sounds like something a 6-year-old came
I
up
don't
with.
want to think about the name.
Yeah.
And
No, I
then
don't know.
your expectations for the band are pretty low, right? When you hear the name.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
But
with that.
then when you start to hear the music, you actually start to take them serious, and you think, wow, okay, like these dudes are going
I
somewhere.
never ever wear, no matter how good a band they were, I would never wear a shirt that said Fart
No,
Bar.
hell no.
Just
Hell
like
no.
what is it, Hockey Dad? No, I'd never wear a shirt that says Hockey Dad on it. Okay, so what costume? I'm curious to.
Right.
I picture dog costumes right off the bat.
Well, you know I guess a little
reason, yeah.
a little history on the band. They got started in L.A. in 2008 by members Josh, Dan, and Brian. There's not much about them online, and personally, I think I just want to keep it that way. I don't want to get too involved. Like it's like I enjoy this band as they are. I don't want to dig too deep into their history because I want to. I don't know. I have this weird thing where it's like. Sometimes you want to know more about them. Sometimes you're just happy knowing that they exist in this level, and that's just how you want to keep it.
Yeah.
You know, so that's how I feel about Fart Barf.
Okay.
And 2008, they're from LA. Josh, Brian, and Dan. And their music is categorized as analog synthesizer music.
Okay.
Which I think is pretty cool because, I mean, they limit their instruments strictly to synthesizers, vocoders, analog modular systems, and a combination of drum machines and live drums.
Okay, so they're an electronic band?
Electronic band, yeah, with live drums, essentially.
Okay.
And they've been around for 14 years now, but they've only released 2 albums and 2 singles.
Okay. So what are their costumes? I want you to get to that point.
Their costumes, all 3 dudes wear
Oh, shit.
identical hairy man ape-looking masks
Okay. Oh, so they were masked.
with
Okay.
ugly teeth.
Okay.
Yeah, like really, really hairy ape man-looking masks.
Okay.
And they wear jumpsuits.
Okay. So like
And
the
that's their
Geico
costume, yeah.
caveman. Okay.
It's like something you can probably get at like a costume store,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know, for really cheap. But it works. It's effective.
Okay.
And I think when you look at the mask, you think, yeah, that's
Fart Barf. Yeah.
that's what Fart Barf would look like.
Yeah. What
You know?
do they wear? Did they wear like the costumes like through their whole career, or did they like do it part of their career?
No, I think they've pretty much been wearing it their whole career. I don't know if that particular costume, but for the past, at least since 2014, that's what they've been wearing.
Oh, I'll look that up. Okay.
And I think what's cool is that, you know, they've only released not a whole lot of music in their whole career.
Mm-hmm.
But they have such a massive following with such little music.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't say massive,
Yeah,
but they
yeah,
have
yeah.
a pretty dedicated
Yeah.
following. And it's like wherever they play, people will show up.
Huh. That's crazy. I'll look them up.
And so, yeah, they're fun, I think.
I'm gonna see if I can find a live video and post on Facebook. Yeah, I think I remember listening to those guys when you mentioned them the first time. I don't remember not liking them, but all right. So, can I go next?
Sure.
Okay. So next one, Frank, I don't know if you've ever heard of this band. I wouldn't be surprised if you've heard of this band. So I talked about them last episode because they were part of the history of bands who started wearing masks. So this was the first band to wear masks. Do you know who the first band to wear masks is?
The first band to wear a mask. I'm going to go with maybe something from the 60s.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
No.
Okay, you don't. Okay, so I'm gonna go with finish the history that I started off last episode. So the Residents are the first known band to wear masks. So they were formed in 1969. They're actually still active, and Frank, you probably missed this part, but this band was able to conceal their identity for pretty much all of their career, and we had a discussion about it. So pretty much from 1969 to 2018, I believe, they concealed their identities. No one knew who they were. So they are an American art collective and art rock band. Did I say the name of the band already? The Residents.
The Residents,
Sorry,
yeah.
I didn't say it. Okay. The Residents. They are an American art collective and art rock band known for their avant-garde music and multimedia works. Throughout the group's existence, the individual members have ostensibly attempted to work anonymously, preferring to have attention focused on their art. In public, they appear silent and costumed, often wearing eyeball helmets, top hats, and tails, a costume now recognized as their signature iconography. So when I looked them up, the first picture that pops up of these guys, like I said, I'd never seen these guys before. The picture looks familiar, but they're well known for their eyeball masks. So they each wear like an eyeball mask with a different iris color. And then they have top hats, and then they have the suits with the tails. When I first read that, I thought it was like tail, like a wolf tail or something.
Oh, no.
And I was like, no, it's like a
tux.
Yeah, like a tux, yeah. So that's like their most popular costume, but these guys were like the first ones to do it. I looked it up, and I was looking up live pictures of them to see what other costumes they wear, because they do wear other costumes.
Right.
I did find a couple. So there was this one they had where the backing band was in blue and white checkered suits, and they wore plague doctor masks with hats, and then then the vocalist wore a spotted suit jacket and a cow mask and cow tights, like a bodysuit under. So he was dressed like a cow. So that was pretty weird. Then of course their suits with the masks of the eyeballs. Then another costume that I saw pop up a lot online was the singer dresses up like an old man with a robe, and he's wearing like a muscle suit underneath, like a fleshy muscle suit, and like he has like a Speedo, so like, but it's over the suit, so it just looks weird. And then the backing band has like these weird, they vary. It's like skull masks with like different colored jackets. Like sometimes they have sequin jackets, sometimes it just depends, but pretty much like that style is pretty much like more or less what they use in that lineup. But those are the only two, like, or the only three main costumes that I could find of theirs. But they do like make like variations of those costumes too, where like the colors are different, or the skull masks are different. Like they have like bulging eyes and like buck teeth or something. Like I don't know, it's weird. Like if you look up the Residents live and then just do images, you'll see some weird shit. It's really weird. Some of their promo photos are a little different. There's one that they had for their 2022 tour, and it's like they're wearing like wolf masks. All of them are. Yeah, no, these guys are really weird. But like I said, they were the first band to wear like costumes like straight up. And now people know who some of the guys are, but that was in 2018. But yeah, they're still active. And like I said, they actually had a tour this year. So. And I think they're still touring.
So speaking of costume, it's not a band that I've listed, but I guess it's both costume and face paint. Because we were talking about concealing identities, right?
Yeah.
And I thought of the Blue Man Group.
Yeah, I thought of them too.
But there are 3 core members whose names have been out in the, everybody knows who they are. But my theory, again, with my theories.
Frankopedia.
Every time I see a bald man out in public, I feel like they've somehow been a part of the Blue Man Group.
It reminds me of, what is it? Arrested Development? Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, no, Blue Man Group. I definitely thought of those guys. I mean, people know who they are and stuff, but yeah, that's definitely a costume, and they use it to add to their, performance or whatever. But
yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe Dave Draymond of Disturbed was part of the Blue Man Group.
That'd be funny. I'll just Photoshop that and put it out later. I guess we can try our first pumpkin beer, and then Kim or Britt can go. They can fight for the next one who wants to go. You know what? I'll get the beer, and y'all go.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Of course, I was going to mention Devo. Of course. Got to. who are, super famously known for wearing their yellow hazmat suits with their energy dome hats. Oftentimes you'll see those referred to as flower pots, but that's not correct.
Yeah,
they're energy domes.
They kind of do look like
They're what?
just a little bit.
Energy dome.
What is that though?
So it's just something that they designed themselves and named and everything. And I found a quote from one of the members, Mark Mothersbaugh. He said that we designed them. Jerry, who is Casale, who's another member of the band, and we were influenced both by German Bauhaus movement and geometric fashion and Aztec temples.
Oh, cool. Oh, I see that.
We just liked the look. It looked good, and it didn't look like any other band out there. We weren't interested in wearing groovy hats or groovy clothing. We kind of looked like Lego toys or something by the time we got those on our heads, and that was a positive thing.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah, so they were just, playing around with different looks and stuff, and I think that's, iconic now that
Yeah, no, it is. It'd be cool if like their shoes had the little clicking part.
Oh.
So they could stack them like.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I saw a live show of theirs like from maybe 6 years ago or something. And yeah, they were still wearing like they weren't wearing those costumes, but they were wearing costumes.
Yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
they were wearing some weird stuff. I don't remember what it was, but I just remember it was trippy as hell.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember you were doing something. You passed by the TV and you're like, "What are you watching?"
what are you
I was like,
watching?
"That's Devo."
Devo.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So before Kim goes, we're gonna try our pumpkin beer, and this is for y'all because I've been trying to get these beers for y'all for a while. Cool little pumpkin logo.
Oh, yeah.
So this is from Elysian Brewery. They are from Seattle, Washington.
There's coffee on it.
Yeah, so this is the Elysian Punkachino Coffee Pumpkin Ale. So it's an ale. It's just coffee.
Okay.
It's got a cool little pumpkin. He's sniffing his little Punkachino. So,
Okay. That might be
Nope, it's
not
not.
twisty.
Damn it.
Hold on.
I think, is it? Where's our little... Oh, it's not there. Yeah, that went right through the paper towel.
Oh, yeah, are you okay?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Oh, you guys, I'm going to post that on Instagram so you guys know what that joke was referring to. Kim, I'll go ahead and let you do the honors.
Oh.
And then I'll read the ABV when you're done. But this is going to be our... I don't know if... Yeah, I don't remember if we had... Oh, yeah, we saved these from last. So I'm going to put Punkachino.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know what to think.
Okay, so I'll drink from the
Here,
bottle.
over here.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna get some more just in case. All right. So the ABV on this is 6%, and the label says a pumpkin ale with the attitude of a world-weary barista. Punkachino packs a short shot of Stumptown coffee in your pint with just a shake of cinnamon and nutmeg. Okay, so cinnamon and nutmeg is in there. Did you try it already?
No, I
Okay.
smelled it.
Okay, let me smell it.
It smells like coffee.
I smell the spices in there, the
Okay.
nutmeg, and that gives it that
Cinnamon.
pumpkin spice kind of cinnamon. All right, I'm gonna try.
Oh. Very cinnamon.
Yeah, there's the cinnamon in the back.
Yes. It's all coffee up front and cinnamon.
Yeah, that's weird.
the end.
I think it's good. I think it doesn't taste enough like pumpkin to me. But after the aftertaste kind of, when it settles, it tastes pumpkin, like a pumpkin spice kind of thing. I'm gonna give it a 4. I like it. I mean, being I was gonna say a pumpkin person.
They're going to say, being a
Coffee.
punk.
No, yeah,
I
being a
really like it.
coffee person. I like it. I give it a 4. The cinnamon is a little too
It
heavy.
does taste like that HEB pumpkin spice coffee.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, we just got that limited edition Cafe Ole HEB. Not sponsored.
Not
Thank
now.
you. You got my back. What do y'all rate it?
3.5.
Yeah.
3.5 for Kim.
That's what I was going to say, too.
3.5 for Bro. Okay. Y'all
Yeah,
aren't that far.
it's not
But-
terrible,
yeah.
but I just...
Now, you know what? I'm going to give it 3.9. Because I don't know. That cinnamon, there's a lot of cinnamon in everything.
Yeah.
Maybe it's...
Do you have another non-alcoholic you want to try?
I'm still working on this one.
Okay.
I don't know. After you like...
No. You're lying.
No, I'm not lying. 3.9. Yeah, 3.9. I'll stick with 3.9. Yeah, 3.9. It's good, but I think it probably, maybe, possibly could be a little better, but what else?
It could taste like pumpkin to start.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, you're
I mean,
right.
if you're going to label it pumpkin,
You're right.
might want to taste like that. Just to me, it's coffee and cinnamon.
Yeah, you're right. Kim, what do you got?
I have something that's on yours. So
Okay, what you got?
Gore.
Gore, okay.
Gore.
They were on my list, but I didn't write anything, so.
Okay, heavy metal rock band from Richmond, Virginia, formed in '84. They've had a frequently rotating lineup of musicians, and they have distinctively grotesque costumes. Gore's core thematic and visual concept revolves around an elaborate science fiction themed mythology, which portrays the band members as barbaric interplanetary warriors, a narrative which serves as a basis for all of the band's albums, live shows, and media.
Yep. Yeah.
Followed by ICP.
Followed
That
by-
was on my list.
Oh my
from
god.
last-
ICP.
But that was last episode.
Yeah, that was last episode. We're not bringing that up anymore.
I saw the note on my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did put Miracles on the playlist for you, though. So if you ever want to listen
Thank
to
you.
that playlist, ICP's on there. I'm not joking; it really is on there.
Yeah, you didn't
no.
have anything written down about?
No, for Gore,
Okay.
no, I did,
Oh,
or
yeah.
ICP.
Oh.
No, Gore. Yeah, no, I was just gonna say like their costumes are pretty fucking crazy.
Super extreme.
I did see them live once. I've told that story before. Almost got sprayed by blood, but I got out of there. Fake blood, but I got out of there. I got out of there because I was holding a signed vinyl, and I'm like, no, thank you.
But what's worse, being sprayed by fake blood or being sprayed by Faygo at an ICP show?
If it's the cotton candy one,
You're okay. You're cool
I
with
think
it.
the Faygo's worse because
So sticky.
it'd be sticky, and then also too, why are you there?
Yeah.
So the fact that you're there.
Yeah, let's take it
Right,
back
right.
a few steps and ask a
that's-
really key
yeah,
question.
where did this question start? So yeah,
What
no.
are you doing?
What are you doing? Where is your life? Right, where are you at in your life? that
Did you
you're-
go to the gathering?
Yeah,
So we got problems.
I passed by a gathering before, and I was
No
like,
way.
Yeah.
No, and I've actually interacted with ICP fans personally
Uh-huh.
in full makeup before the shows.
I have, but outside of makeup. Like, yeah. I
No,
need
this is
something-
like in makeup, like an hour before the show.
Yeah.
And it's
They were nice
pretty.
to you, right?
They actually are nice folks, but it's just I'm just thinking, why?
Yeah.
You know?
Like, hey, let me show you real music. No, I'm just
Oh
kidding.
man, I wish. I don't know if. any
but
of
like
you-
going to a concert with face paint, like wouldn't it just be like a sad
Smeared.
clown by the end?
Yes, for sure.
I mean, it depends.
Sweat it off. And
It depends on the type of paint, because I mean, the artists perform with paint too, and they sweat probably more than we
There's
do.
probably tattooed on.
No. Oh yeah, there's there's is
Permanent.
probably.
But you have to go the full, you have to like have a super clean face. You got to powder it.
Yeah.
And you put the makeup
Yeah,
on.
you need the
to
foundation.
Make sure it doesn't run off or
Yeah,
anything.
Yeah. Yeah, and you have to use the right type because there's different. There's like
Cake makeup.
water
there's-
based, and there's some other one.
And this isn't, talking smack about ICP. It's just,
Oh.
they're one of those anomalies that I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't think
No, I
anyone
don't either.
understands them. Yeah,
I'd-
no, I don't either.
I'd like to study them from a sociological perspective, like infiltrate their ranks and yeah.
Well, I mean, I'll look for the next gathering for you.
Thank you.
You can paint
I'll just
yourself
do
and
some field work.
No,
I'm
yeah,
gonna go do
just
some
paint.
field
You
research.
do her makeup,
Okay.
and let her infiltrate, and she can get in. And
I'll offer a face painting booth.
all right,
That would be awesome.
Who wants
They
to-
had that at the Ghost Show.
They did. They had
They
a
had free face
free face
painting.
paint at
Oh,
the
that's
Ghost
fun.
Show.
Really?
That's neat.
Yeah.
Well, Ghost is different. Okay.
I know, but
Of course.
But I was just thinking about.
Actually, we have
face
another.
painting booth.
We have another clown-based band coming up. Frank, you want to go next?
Yes, my next band is a black metal band from Krakow, Poland. They've released 4 albums and 3 EPs since starting in 2000.
Okay.
And they're spelled MGLA, but it's pronounced mgła, which means fog in Polish.
Okay. Wait, and they're from L.A.
No. They're from Poland.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I heard L.A. somewhere. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't know. So yeah, and these dudes, I mean,
Oh, you said MGLA, right?
MGLA.
That's where I.
Ah,
Okay, that's where I got
that's it.
confused. I
Yes,
was like,
yes,
I
yes.
know
I
I
was
heard.
like,
yeah, I heard it.
I heard it too. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. And these dudes just take very basic everyday clothing, black jeans, black hoodie with the hood over their heads, black leather jacket over their hoodies, and they have it's like black face head covering as well. So everything from head to toe is just absolute black, right?
So you can't see their face.
Can't see their faces. Their identities are concealed for the most part. They go by stage names.
Okay.
And they've released 4 albums, 3 EPs since starting in 2000. And
they're new.
They're somewhat new, yeah. Okay. And controversially, they have ties to far right extremist bands, not because they identify with those ideologies. It's just because they just happens to be fans of the music, not fans of the ideology.
Okay.
And so a lot of people will say, well, you're touring with this band, so we're going to lump you in with these people, and you're automatically labeled this. But, I mean, the band has gone as far as to pursuing legal action to clear their names of that stuff because they don't identify, they're not in line with that. It's just more like we have a respect for the music.
Yeah.
Not so much the ideology. It's just, we're fans of the music because the music doesn't actually say where they stand. It's just more visual. And I think this is for a lot of bands too, like even punk bands in the 70s, where they were using a whole bunch of like controversial imagery to, create shock and stuff.
Nazi symbolism and stuff.
So yeah, it wasn't so much that that's what they were. It's just they just wanted to raise eyebrows and cause controversy. But
it's kind of like their version of like shock rock, kind of, but like
essentially,
without, yeah. But more with offensive.
Yeah, it's like a more extreme
imagery.
Type of shock rock. Yeah. And so, I mean, they're fascinating to watch. I mean, I think I've never seen them live, but just stuff online and whatever music they have that I will listen to online too. I mean, it's fascinating to me, and it's like I said, they just take such a simple, everyday type of clothing, and they just make it so, scary and ominous. And the music too, as well. It's in that same route. So, but yeah, I mean, nobody knows who they are.
Oh, they still don't know who they are. Okay, are they still active?
They're still active.
Oh, okay, okay, that's what I thought. They kind of their image kind of rings a bell, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go next. So my next one is a band called Avatar. I should have brought them up last episode because they do incorporate face paint, but more so they are more in common with this episode because their visual is more their costumes. So they are a Swedish heavy metal band formed in Gothenburg in 2001. Or is that a 7? Fuck. I should have wrote that right. I think that's 7. We'll say 2007. The band has released 8 studio albums. They have had some success on U.S. rock radio, notably with their song New Land, which peaked at number 20 on the Billboard Mainstream Rock Songs chart in May 2017. So yeah, I'm gonna say that's 2007. So anyways, so they're going back to their imagery. So the vocalist wears like a clown face paint.
Yes.
So that's why when Kim said ICP, kind of. So it's like if anyone knows what Joaquin Phoenix's Joker looks like, it's basically that type of clown makeup with the triangles, one triangle facing up above the eyes and 2 triangles facing down under the eyes. But it's in black and it has like some red tints to it. Right. Basically the whole band dresses up like circus ringleaders. Their ringleader or circus outfits will either be like in white, black, or red. Like I said, the vocalist wears a clown face paint and a hat. And then I have seen another costume that these guys wear. They wear like black overalls with red shirts underneath, and the vocalist still wears some kind of face paint on. But these guys didn't start off wearing face paint or start off with costumes. They didn't start wearing costumes until 2012 when their album Black Waltz came out. So basically, they had some like album artwork where the vocalist was wearing a clown face paint.
Right.
And when I guess when his promoter, his manager, or whatever, showed him the artwork, he's like, "Oh, I should wear this all the time," and it kind of triggered him and the band to get into doing face paint and wearing costumes and stuff. So from then on, they started wearing face paint and costumes. I actually saw them live at River City Rock Fest like maybe 6 years ago or something.
Okay.
They put on a pretty good show. I mean, their music's not bad. I don't really follow them because I'm not really that much into their music, but they're not a bad band. They're pretty interesting. They definitely were fun to see. They did put a good show. They're very energetic, and the vocalist is very he has a lot of enthusiasm and stuff. And then just with his whole clown face paint too. It kind of adds to it. It looks pretty cool.
Sometimes I wonder when a band wears face paint, what is their tour budget?
Yeah,
for face paint.
I'm sure face paint doesn't cost that much, but
No, but I mean, if you want to get like top quality stuff, if you're playing 2 hours a night,
oh, that's true.
You know,
Yeah,
you don't want
that shit to run.
Yeah, you just want it to stay on.
That's true. I don't know. I don't even know how much that makeup costs, but I'll check it out. Another beer, and then Britt and Kim. Britt
Sure.
So we'll do the same thing again. All right, Britt, I'll let you go ahead. And do you have one?
I do.
Okay,
I have
you
like
do.
5 more.
Oh shit, good. Okay, I'm gonna let you get one in, and then I'll go get another beer.
Okay. It's not going to be a surprise to anybody, but it's Weird Al. When Weird Al does all of his, the more mainstream tours, when he plays his biggest hits, he wears a lot of costumes on stage.
didn't know
Dresses
that.
up like Kurt Cobain, like Michael Jackson, like Lady Gaga. He dresses up like a Jedi. He dresses up like one of the Devo boys when he does his white. Which song am I thinking of? Dare to Be Stupid, because he's got a song in their style and stuff. So yeah, he puts on lots and lots of costumes. When he does White and Nerdy, he rolls out on stage on a Segway and all kinds of silly stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of costume changes for one of those shows.
See, I'm familiar with his costumes in the music videos, but I didn't know he transferred that live.
Yeah,
Live
he
shows.
performs in costume. Changing up everything based on whichever song he's doing. So it's a lot of stuff. And it's pretty great.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna search live photos of Weird Al because I had no idea.
Yeah.
I do know what those costumes look like, the ones that you described, but didn't
yeah.
know he wore them live.
Yeah, for sure.
I should have known that though because it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was a good one, and I didn't think about that one, so that's pretty cool. Next one. So we have another pumpkin beer. This is again for Britt and Kim from Elysian again. Whoa, shit! Thought I was gonna drop that. This is what's the ABV on this? 8.4%. So this is a little higher. 8.4%. It's called the Great Pumpkin, and it's an Imperial Pumpkin Ale. So this is a straight up pumpkin ale.
Okay.
This one has some sediment, so I tried to roll it a little bit, but when you get it in your glass, just kind of swish it around a bit.
Whoa.
It's a pretty color.
It looks like pumpkin
Yeah,
color for sure.
yeah.
Okay, I have high hopes that this will taste like what it says.
Well, let's see. It looks pumpkin-y. All right.
Yeah.
Like,
Just in case. Just in case.
Yeah, if it's good.
All right. So we've never had this before. It's the first time we have it on the show.
good. It smells like caramel.
Kind of smells like the other one, but a little not as coffee heavy.
It smells like caramel.
Oh, does smell like caramel out of the glass. What the hell? That's weird. Okay. So let me go ahead and write this down real quick. So I'm gonna put great. Uh-oh.
Kim likes
Kim had
it.
it already. Kim
It's
had
like
it
very
already.
close to the Lean and Kugel one.
Oh, with that honey taste on it. Let's see if Britt likes it.
It's kind of bitter at the
Yeah.
end.
Let's see what it says. It says the Great Pumpkin is the world's first imperial pumpkin ale. It's packed with pumpkin and roasted pumpkin seeds. Oh, it's made
I
with
like
pumpkin
that,
seeds.
but I didn't taste it.
And spiced with cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and allspice. So this one has more of the spices that traditional pumpkin stuff has.
yeah.
But this one has the addition of roasted pumpkin seeds, which I've never seen before in a beer.
No, I don't think I have either.
That's really good. I like that sweetness it has in the middle.
Yeah.
It's bitter at the end, but I think you took a little sip, right?
Are you asking me to chug it?
Yeah. No, not chug it. Just get a, yeah. If you take a sip, you're only going to get part of the, you actually need to get your tongue covered in in the beer.
Yeah, I like the beginning, but the end is so bitter. I feel like it kind of spoils it for me.
Okay.
What kind is this?
It's just an ale, a pumpkin
ale.
ale. I'm going to give it a 5. I like this one a lot.
Okay.
Kim?
4.
4. Okay. Kim gives it a 4. Britt, what do you give it?
3.2.
3.2. Okay. I really like that a lot. Okay. So, Britt, you're out the way. Kim, what you got next?
It's kind of funny. I guess. Oh man, I lost my thing. Hold on.
Technical difficulties.
I exited out of what I was looking at. So, I don't know. I just wanted to mention our friends Bag of Donuts.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's a good one.
So their website says they have with a flair of kabuki makeup and extravagant costumes, the New Orleans natives cover songs in a style they have branded as super pop. So they do all kinds of stuff, 80s, 90s, current. They
Pop.
put their own
They put a New Orleans spin on it.
flair. Yeah.
Yeah.
These costumes.
Yeah, so I don't know. You guys probably remember. I mean, if you guys heard previous episodes, we actually right after that episode when we found out they were playing, we actually left, and then we talked about them the episode after, and then Kim and I actually saw them again. Was it last month or earlier this month?
Last month.
We saw them last month, and they were really good. They came in from New Orleans, and they did a show again. I wish their shows were longer.
Yeah.
But no, they were pretty fun to see. But yeah, Bag of Donuts, good one. And they do. Oh, we didn't talk about their costumes. So their costumes is very New Orleans Mardi Gras influence. And they all dress like different rock icons. One of them dresses like David Bowie with some New Orleans flair. The other one dresses like Gene Simmons with the platform boots and everything.
Yeah.
So they all have like very colorful costumes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they wear costumes. They are a costume band. They do wear face paint as well too. Mm-hmm. So yeah, very fun to watch. Frank, we're back to you.
All right, so my next one is another Polish black metal band.
Okay.
From, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this correct, but their hometown is Białystok,
Yeah, sounds right.
Poland.
Okay.
They were formed in 2015, and the name of the band is called Batushka,
Batushka.
which means father.
How do you spell that? Because I'm going to try looking for that on Spotify. I'm going to be pissed because I can't find it.
It's BAT USH KA.
Okay, I got it. All the non-vowel letters aside from the A's. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So yeah, they were formed in 2015 in Poland. Their music and lyrics are written exclusively in Old Church Slavonic languages.
Okay.
So it's like one of the very first, I guess, medieval type languages.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, from like the Byzantine era, from like the 900s or something like that. And their whole visual thing is inspired by the Eastern Orthodox Church, which is like the second largest Christian church in the world. They wear religious habits, and they use Eastern Orthodox imagery in live performances. So, I mean, it looks like you're walking into some type of warlock ritual when you're seeing them. And then you see the backdrops with all the religious imagery and stuff. And the fact that they sing in like Slavonic language, it's like they're very much in the character of all that. And Batushka, of course, it means father. So it's like they're still playing on that whole religion thing, by saying our Father or Holy Father and stuff like that. There's actually two versions of the band. So the band was started by Krzysztof Drabikowski, who was a multi-instrumentalist. And this is his band. This is his vision. This is him. And one of his vocalists in the band, Bartolomew Krysiuk, actually quit the band due to artistic direction and apparently like some like misbehavior, like mistreatment from other band members or whatnot. So he decided to start his own version of Batushka. And so it's kind of like the whole CKY thing where it's like you have so-and-so CKY and whatnot. So with this one, it's like Drabikowski's Batushka or Krysiuk's Batushka.
Do they both use the same band name?
They use the same band name. And the whole legality of the band and its members is up for dispute at the moment. It's all like a big court thing. So the court right now is deciding who can actually use the band name.
Oh, shit.
Batushka, yeah.
That's crazy.
And which band is more legitimate than the other.
So are they is their music religious? Like, are they a quote unquote Christian band?
They're not a Christian band. I think it's just more, they don't exactly identify as religious. I think it's just they use more the imagery and they use the language. And whatnot to fall in line with like the Eastern Orthodox Church.
Are they making commentary on it, or?
Yeah,
in a way, yeah. I mean, they've, like the band members have kept their secrets their identities
Secret.
a secret until recently. They started getting a whole bunch of death threats
Oh shit.
from very conservative countries where they perform at. So they've had to release their names,
Huh.
you know,
That's weird.
for protection purposes. And because of the whole ongoing, you know, legality of who can use the name, that there are a bunch of like parody bands that say, you know, True Batushka or Real Batushka that perform. And there's even a Russian Batushka version of the band that is said to be made up of real Eastern Orthodox priests.
What the?
So it's like, I mean, I like the music. It's extreme. It's dark, and then
What type of music is it? Is it again?
it's black metal.
Oh, it's black metal.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Oh, yeah. Those black metal guys are always going to try to. I mean,
I'll do the other. Right?
Kim probably got them on your list, but well, like Behemoth.
Oh, they were from last time.
Yeah, but you see, they also wear costumes too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, there's some overlap.
Yeah, there's some overlap. So like Behemoth is one of those too, where you know they get a lot of shit from the churches and
Right.
Some of the places they play, but we did talk about them wearing face paint because they do wear a type of corpse paint, but they also wear costumes like I don't even know how to describe the costumes.
I mean, he has like the whole like Pope.
Oh, he
robe
does.
and
That's right. That's
the-
right.
that
That's
hat
right.
and
Yeah.
stuff going on.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll talk about that too. But yeah, it's a lot
And
of.
Batushka, just like the previous brand that I mentioned, head to toe covered. The only skin you see is their hands while they're playing their instruments.
Yeah.
Faces are completely concealed. You know nothing about them. I mean, you're more drawn into the imagery of what's going on
Yeah,
stage,
yeah.
and even if it's, I mean, for them to say that they're inspired by the Eastern Russian Orthodox Church and then to use all sorts of religious imagery, I mean, you could see why they would start receiving death
Oh
threats.
yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I got one, I guess, to counter that one a little. Not to counter it, but it's kind of
And
similar.
also
to
too,
that
like I don't know. I think
Whoa.
I think if you're receiving death threats, you're probably doing something right.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I don't think it's easy to piss people off, though. Like,
Or hard. You don't think it's hard to?
no, yeah, I don't think it's hard to piss
Okay, you
people
said
off. Yeah.
I don't think it's easy to. I think it's really easy.
That's
Especially
what
these days.
I don't think I said it right, but yeah,
Right,
it's
yeah.
easy to piss people off. Like,
Yes.
yeah, that's what I don't know how I worded it, but that's what I meant to say. Yeah. No, so this one, I mean, it's weird. They don't piss a lot of people off like they used to. I think they did more so then. But Ghost, Ghost.
Right.
We talked about Ghost last episode because of face paint, but I wanted to go into their costumes a little bit because I didn't touch on their costumes. So Ghost, they're formerly known as Ghost BC in the United States. They're a Swedish rock band that was formed in Linköping in 2006. So I talked about the face paint that the vocalist wears, and it's a combination between masks and face paint. Because I was trying to explain to Britt like how that worked. Because Kim also too at first thought it was the real guy's face.
I was
She's like, man, that guy's
I
ugly.
was like, man, he's quite.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
basically characters that are built with the masks, and then those characters wear face paint, so it's face paint on top of mask, blah, blah, blah. So going into the costumes a little bit, they had so I'm going to start with the backing band. The backing band are known as the Nameless Ghouls. They originally started off wearing like priest robes, and they were wearing, Bauta masks. So Bauta masks are like these weird, pointy looking, they're like exaggerated, like faces, like the nose is pointed out, the
I
chin
see.
is pointed out. They're a little polygonal.
I see.
So they started off wearing those costumes. They would either be white robes with the white mask or black robes with the black masks. Then the lead singers actually used a whole bunch of different papal outfits. So it's a lot of stuff that the Pope or the clergy would wear. So you have a priest outfit. Well, later on, the backing band would also wear some type of like priest outfit with silver demon-like masks. Right now, they're wearing steampunk masks with horns, and they also wear like steampunk costumes to match with it, so they kind of look like worn and beat. And again, they're all in black. Then going back to the vocalist, different vocalists have worn different, like I was saying earlier, religious attire. You can either see them wear cardinal outfits. Then there's another thing called a cassock and a beretta. A cassock is basically a Christian clerical coat, so he would wear that. And then a beretta is a biretta, is a square cap with 3 or 4 peaks. So I don't know what it was, but it's like it looks like a
a pirate's hat almost.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a pirate's hat mixed with you know how like when you were a kid and you would make like little boats out of origami.
Oh yeah.
Kind of look like that too, where like it has the 3 points, like and then like if you would puff it out a bit, and then So basically, it kind of looks like that. They would also the singers would also wear tuxes or variations on tuxes, white tux, black tux. They also wear chasubles and miters. Basically, what it is, a chasuble is a bishop robe, and the mitre is the hat, the bishop hat, or the pope hat. That I didn't know that's what it was called. And then Kim noticed this one time too, where we noticed that the most recent character singing for the band wears a sequin jacket with a vest under, and Kim's all like, "Hey, that looks like a play on televangelist attire."
Yeah.
And basically, I think that's what he was doing. A lot of people didn't snap to that.
Yeah, it looks like he's one of those guys you see on TV on like Sunday mornings. And like a Joel Osteen
like
kind
Joel
of
Osteen
feel.
kind.
Like he's in a suit. Like
Or those guys that, I don't know what they're called, but you know those guys that would be like in those religious tents with the snakes, and they would be like, I don't know what they're called, but like they would like say that you could get healed with like the venom from a snake, or they would put like their hand on your head and stuff. It's like another version, like a pre-televangelist kind of thing. I don't know what they're called.
That sounds more like some cultish.
It is. It's semi that, but it was like more like like it was really religious at the time, and they would be like, I think they show. I don't even know what they're called. I wish I would have remembered to do research on that. And then another costume is a jacket with bat wings under the arms. So like every time you go to the shows, there's multiple multiple costume changes by the vocalist. So he'll be wearing different things. When Kim and I saw him, he probably had 4 different costumes. It was the pirate hat, quote unquote pirate hat costume. There was the Pope costume. There was the bat costume. Then there was the televangelist costume. So, Ghost is very interesting to see live. I don't know if you've ever seen Ghost live. I know you mentioned Ghost to me back in the day when they first came out. Ghost is a fucking experience, dude. Kim and I loved that show. And I know they announced some European festivals for next year, but when they come again, I do want to see them again. But Ghost, so that was my second part of Ghost for our Halloween episode. So
sometimes I wonder, like, will these bands at one point get tired of wearing the costume and just go out there in jeans and t-shirt?
Didn't Kiss do that? They gave up their makeup at one point.
Yeah, for a while.
People weren't too keen on it.
I think this was early 80s. I think this was when they started getting into the late disco era.
Yeah.
So and I think, because when I was doing some research I did a little bit of research. They were still, I think, wearing some of that costume and makeup when that disco era started, and then they kind of shifted out of it for a bit.
I think it's just my whole thing is.
But Slipknot's been wearing costumes forever.
Yeah.
And that band, The Residents, too. Since '69, they've been wearing costumes.
Wow. But I guess my whole thing is, you've already established an audience, and people already know who you are.
Yeah.
Would there be like one album where you just perform as regular people?
Well, I mean, Mudvayne did it.
Yeah,
Mudvayne started off,
and their success continued.
Yeah, exactly.
They never lost any success. But I just wonder, with some of these bands, if they can lose like some of the visual for
would you still want to see ICP without their makeup?
I would be intrigued, because it's like
that question was for Britt.
What was the question?
Would you still want to see ICP without their makeup? Britt said no. She said she would only see them with their makeup. She said that's the only way she can be a fan.
I mean, I would be intrigued. I mean, I think if you still want to keep some type of,
But I think that's part of the music, though.
Yeah. But I think also too, I mean, if you want to maybe step away from the costume a little bit, but you still want to keep some type of mystery, I don't know, maybe do something with the lighting to where you're not fully visible, but you're still there.
Yeah, I'm going to go with mask, face paint, or go home.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Kim, Britt, who wants to go next?
I'm done.
You're done. All right. Britt says she had like 5. So what you got next, Britt?
The next one I had on my list, I was thinking, like, is this a hangover from last week or is this for this week? I don't know. Okay, but it's Adam Ant. Okay. Who, of course, his real name is Stuart Leslie Goddard, and he was the lead singer of the band Adam and the Ants, and then he went solo, and like he was with them from 79 to 82. and then he went solo after that. And I didn't know this, but apparently, like, after that first album, the backing band became the backing band for Bow Wow Wow.
Oh.
I didn't know that. But anyway, so yeah, Adam Ant has very iconic face paint and costuming that he wears and has always worn, and I think it makes for a great Halloween costume. I was going to show y'all, but yeah, like this is pretty typical. If it wouldn't know, of course it's not going to. Like that, he wears like this very famous like white stripe across his face, and then like that very Sergeant Pepper looking jacket.
And that's another pirate hat.
Yeah, and a pirate looking hat, and yeah, he's always dressed like that. And I saw him in concert not too long ago. I guess it was some years back, but pre-COVID. But and he still dresses up on stage, still wears that hat, the makeup, and all of that good stuff. But yeah, Adam and the Ants and Adam Ant, I think they had a lot more success in the UK, which is where they're from, than they did here. In fact, they had like, I don't remember, I just read it, but it was something like 10 number one UK singles.
Oh shit.
So yeah, Adam Ant.
He kind of reminds me of like one of those Revolutionary War kind of like Paul Revere or something like that. Kind of costume. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's what it looks like, but like crossed with David Bowie or something.
Yes.
Yeah, like if David Bowie was in the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
That's
yes.
basically what it looks like.
Yeah, and then sometimes more with like the very loose, flowery shirts that were like associated with the New Romantics, and also very pirate looking, like the Jerry Seinfeld.
I was going to say that.
Pirate shirt.
I was going to say that.
And yeah. Yeah, so there's, and it kind of changes as the music changes a little bit and stuff. So yeah, Adam Ant.
All right. So with that said, we got another pumpkin beer.
Uh-oh.
All right. So this is the fourth and final one from the Elysian set. So this finishes off our set that we started last year. This is cool artwork. I like this a lot. It's a wolf and a moon. Looks pretty sick.
Werewolfy.
Yeah, it looks like a werewolf. So this is
It's
seven.
a stout.
It's a stout, 7.5% ABV. It's called Dark O' the Moon Pumpkin Stout, and it says it's a pumpkin stout. It's a spookily smooth and chocolatey with a touch of cinnamon. So chocolate and cinnamon.
Stay spookily again.
Spookily.
Spookily.
It sounds like a Ned Flanders word.
Spookily
Spookily.
There you go.
For sure.
That's very dark.
Yep.
Oh, it's called Dark of the Moon. So
Yeah.
Kim barely. Y'all didn't see this, but she put 2 drops in her glass, and then she gave Britt a few.
Maybe a tiny bit more, so I
like,
can
they
just
don't-
taste it proper. But I don't really want a lot of that. Thank you.
This one would probably, I would probably like this one more after it warms up. But let's give it a smell. See what it smells like.
Smells like a stout.
Oftentimes the smells are deceiving.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So this is the one you tried to get us like a multi-pack case of?
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was like, well, yeah, there was a few factors why I didn't, but, so Kim, okay. Did Kim just chug that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
What do you give it?
Can I see the bottle?
Yeah.
I just want to investigate
Yeah.
and say, okay, so pumpkin stout. So it is supposed to taste like pumpkin.
Yeah, and it has, they say pumpkin, but it's because they use the spices that all the other pumpkin spice stuff uses. So they say pumpkin, but they more,
7.5%.
yeah, but it's more pumpkin spice flavor because that's what it is. I
Yeah,
think out of
sure.
all the ones we've tried, the only one that had, there are a few that use actual pumpkin in it. That one had pumpkin seed, the last one we had.
Yeah.
This one doesn't have pumpkin, but it uses the pumpkin spices in it. So actually, Kim, what do you rate it first?
Water, like 1.5.
Kim gives it a 1.5. Let's see.
I don't like it.
It's like every other beer of this
Yeah,
brand
that's
that we've
the
had so
same.
far. There's like sweet in the front and super bitter in
The
the
bitter's not like. It's the bitterness. It's like they said. There's chocolate in it with cinnamon. That's a very dark chocolate taste.
end. Yes.
Um,
Which is bitter. Dark chocolate.
Yeah,
is
it's bitter. Yeah, I'm not too. I have to be in a mood to eat dark chocolate. I think I give this one a 4. It's not bad.
Okay.
Britt, what do you give it?
Hold on.
Oh, you haven't tasted it yet?
I just want to taste it
Oh,
again.
that's right.
2.8.
2.8. Okay, no, that's fine. All right. So we got those pumpkin beers out the way.
We still have one that I brought.
Okay, and then we have one other one, so we have two pumpkin beers. All right, so
Well, it is Halloween time.
Yeah, it is
I'm
Halloween.
gonna get all the pumpkin stuff out of the way.
So while I get that out the way, Frank, you want to go next? You got another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I'm going to step away from black metal for a little bit. I mean, because I do like the genre, but I do know that there are some artists that when I start listening to, I have to research a little bit because I don't want to associate myself also audibly with whatever hateful views they may have. Mm-hmm. So it's like with black metal, I approach it very cautiously, you know? And so yeah, step away from black metal for a little bit. Okay. The one artist that I've been really drawn to since the start of his career is, and we've mentioned this homeboy quite a bit, Wes Borland.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Very interesting dude. In every band he's performed in, he's worn very interesting stage costumes. And there's really a lot to that he's worn. I mean, it's really difficult to try to pinpoint which one is my favorite one. And I remember reading a while back that his inspiration for dressing up the way he does on stage is because as a kid, when he first saw Kiss on TV, he was very captivated by that. And so when he started performing in bands, like that was his thing. I mean, he would start off with just like simple face paint, you know, and then as his budget grew, he started incorporating more intricate costumes and whatnot. And, I mean, he's an interesting dude. I mean, as of right now, I think he's actually a part of Danny Elfman's, live band. Mm. And, of course, in Danny Elfman, I mean, not to steal the show from him, he just dresses in regular stage clothes, but
that's so weird that guy has a band now. To me, it's crazy.
Yeah,
that's how we got started.
I know, but it's just weird because now mm-hmm. to have a band again. When I read that, I was like, man, that's crazy because I don't picture him, you know, being in a band again like now.
The scary thing for me is the fact that he looks like Carrot Top.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean,
I'm sorry, Danny Elfman.
But yeah, you know, but Danny Elfman, I mean, of course, you know, he started off with Oingo Boingo as a keyboardist, and then he quit the band and then started composing soundtracks, scores for films. Mm-hmm. Most notably, he works with Tim Burton very closely.
Mm-hmm. Costume right there.
Yeah, and he's been doing his like annual Halloween festival, I think, at the Hollywood Forever Cemetery, and so he plays like his music, like selections of his music of his film scores with the live rock band, essentially. But yeah, I mean, Wes Borland, I mean, I think I've seen him twice with one of his bands, Black Light Burns, and the same thing. He continues the whole makeup and costume stuff. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely one of those that, you know, his playing style is very unique. I haven't heard a playing style like his. Mm-hmm. And it's very distinct, very characteristic of who he is. And I think his style, his playing style, pretty much complements the costume as well, you know? So yeah, Wes Borland. Individual, not a band, but...
No, that was a good one. I mean, he is like the only part of Limp Bizkit that wears costume and or makeup, but...
I mean, I guess now Fred Durst is doing it.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
With his, dad costume.
Yeah, you know? I saw him wearing some other stuff too, some live picture, but... Yeah, no, that was a good one. I hadn't thought of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I tapped your leg on accident and you moved over and I was like, oh,
what? I was like, what the heck? So the next one that I have on my list is Starset. This one's gonna be a quick one. Mm-hmm. Starset is an American rock band from Columbus, Ohio, formed by vocalist Dustin Bates in 2013. So these guys, they have so far in their history of performing, they've had two different sets of costumes. So for the first two albums, they had kind of like futuristic spacesuits. What was cool about these guys is that I wish I would have seen them on the initial runs, but the backing band had like space masks that lit up, so it looked pretty cool. So they were like these futuristic space helmets. They don't wear those costumes anymore right now. They wear like dystopian wasteland costumes. Mm-hmm. So like it kind of looks like they were in like a sandstorm or something, and like they wear like these worn out brown or gray jackets with pants, and everyone in the band is matching. But yeah, so right now it's either like right now they're in their dystopian wasteland phase. But before it was like futuristic space kind of traveler
Right.
costumes. But yeah, Starset's another band that utilizes costumes. They also utilize the costumes to further the story that the band has. So the band has a narrative. They actually released a graphic novel during their second album that when their album came out in, I don't know what year that album came out, but it was called Vessels. And they had a graphic novel that came out with Marvel Comics, and that was pretty much like expanding on the story of the band that the band had set up in the albums. Because all the albums are like in a way concept albums, and they just continue the story of like just like space travel and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, Starset is another one that utilizes costumes.
I've heard of them, but I don't think I've heard their music.
They're pretty good. I mean, Vessels is a pretty good album. I skipped their third album. It was all right. The fourth album, I think it's their fourth album that they released. I believe it was like a year or two ago. I was reading on it yesterday, and they got some pretty good reviews. They said it's pretty good, probably like the peak of the band. So I got to go back and listen to that.
Right.
I think it's called Horizons. But I want to check that out. I'll probably add one on the playlist so we can check it out.
Right.
Who wants to go? You said, Kim, you're out?
Yeah.
Brett?
I got 3 more. I can just burn through them.
Yeah, if you want. Yeah, go for it. And then we'll try beer.
Okay, so David Bowie, of course, because we touched on him last week, but there's definitely a lot of costumes involved too. It's not just face paint. And we talked about Ziggy Stardust and some of the other eras there. The Village People.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was a
Right?
good one.
I mean, I have nothing to say about them other than that, but yeah, those are costumes for sure.
Wait. You got to describe what the costumes are for those who don't know.
There's like a construction worker, a police officer,
And then a Native American.
a Native American.
Native American. There's a
guy.
dude dressed in all leather.
Oh, like
Yeah,
yeah.
Like a motor. He's supposed to be like a motorcycle.
Motorcycle.
And then there's like a
sailor.
Navy
Yeah.
Sailor. I think we named all of them, right?
Yeah, I think so.
pretty much, yeah.
Sailor,
You know,
Rob Halford, Native American cop.
Every time I think of the Village People, I think of that scene in
Wayne's World,
too.
yes.
of course.
I love that. I love that
course.
scene. That's like one of my favorite scenes in a comedy movie.
Yeah.
Of course.
And they're trying to get away, and they end up in the club. And then,
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, man, I gotta watch it again. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good stuff. Classic.
Or what else you got?
Empire of the Sun. Empire of the Sun.
Yes. Australian duo. Right?
Electronic music duo from Australia. And I have pictures so you can see, but this is how they dress up on stage. And
that?
yeah.
That? Okay.
Like futuristic looking, but also sometimes like, I don't know, because some of it's tribal, some of it's like.
I'd say like futuristic Aztec kind of thing. Like space Aztec, like
Yeah.
If I was trying to describe that to somebody, that's what I think best describe it. It's like if the Aztecs lived in space
And I think their most, I don't know if Walking on a Dream is their most famous song, but they filmed it, I think it's in China, and so they're like some of their costuming is, I think, mirrors some of the traditional outfits and stuff of that too.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's who I thought of.
Okay. I guess we can try another beer, and then me and Frank. Was that your last one?
That was my last one. Yeah,
Okay.
I just burned through my last 3.
Okay, so we'll try one more beer, and then Frank and I will go back and forth to finish our list real quick. Because mine are more like just mentions that I wanted to. I don't have a whole bunch of info on them, but it was bands that do wear costumes that maybe people didn't really. I guess they're not like the first ones that come to mind, like Kiss and stuff like that.
Right.
Kiss.
Yeah.
I also too like reading on a lot of these bands were like the influence for a lot of these other bands later that wanted to like these guys were like, oh, I remember watching Kiss. Oh, I remember watching Kiss. Oh, and these are the guys that are wearing costumes. Pretty interesting. So this beer, I don't remember if we've had this one or not, but we're gonna have it again. It's from Dogfish Head Brewery. I think these guys have been very hit or miss with us. They're from where are they from? Milton, Delaware. This is 7% ABV. So again, it's called Pumpkin without an M. Pumpkin Ale. It's a brown ale brewed with pumpkin and spices. So I feel like we've had like so many different types of beers just this episode. We've had a stout and
Porter.
Porter. This is
Couple of ales.
Yeah, this is a brown ale. So Kim, could you do the honors on this one? So we'll try this one. This will be our second to last pumpkin beer because we have one more. And then
It looks hopeful and promising, perhaps.
it looks very light.
It does.
So we'll see how this goes.
I'm hoping it will redeem our pumpkin tasting day because I've been not happy.
It smells
Smells good.
pumpkin spicy. So it's very smooth and light.
It's light, yeah. It's better. 'Cause I'm over the coffee and the chocolate.
I'm gonna give this one a 4. No, 3.9. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3.9. It's not bad. I think I wish I had I think I wish it had a little bit more flavor.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad beer.
But it's still, you said it was 7 or something? What, 7%?
Yeah, 7%. It doesn't taste like 7%.
No, it tastes a lot lighter than that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What do you give it?
3.2.
3.2. Okay, Kim.
Like a 2.
Really?
Yeah, I
didn't
really
look
like it.
Okay, all right. All right, so far the pumpkin beers have been kind of a fail on this side of the table.
Yeah, Mario's happy, but
I mean, I'm not like super happy, but they're not like horrible.
the best beer so far has been the non-alcoholic beer. You got any
Yeah,
more
that
of
one's
those,
a good
Frankie?
one. That one is a good one.
Maybe we should taste one of those.
It's a different one? You have a different one?
Yeah, he's got
Oh,
four.
Yeah, I got a variety of.
Oh, crap.
We got a
Okay.
4, or like a variety pack from, whatchamacallit? Brewdog.
So this one I've not tried. It's the Elvis AF.
Actually, I haven't tried that one either, so I'll let you describe that one while I get 2 more glasses. Do you need
Oh,
a new
yeah.
glass?
I probably need a new glass. Yeah. Thank you. To be fair, because Lord only knows what my glass tastes like now.
But y'all should probably try it too. I mean, I don't want to hog it all up.
No, he's getting glasses.
Okay,
You
but
don't
I'm
need
not,
to get me one, Mario. I'm just going to rinse this one.
I'm not gonna take
Oh,
a
it
sip
smells
though,
good.
just because.
Yeah. It's a hoppy grapefruit, so
This
that's
is-
going to be a switch.
I don't know if that's what Elvis smelled like.
Thank you.
All right.
So we're coming back from our little break.
Yes.
Okay, so I guess it's, what is it, less than 5? Less, yeah,
Less
that's
than
fine.
0.5?
Yeah, less than 0.5.
It is. It says hoppy grapefruit.
Okay, so this is the other non-alcoholic brew dog. All
It
right.
smells nice.
So,
It smells like grapefruit.
grapefruit.
I like that.
Okay, who wants to write it first? I haven't tasted it yet. It's not bad. It's pretty smooth.
I'm going to go like a 4, I think.
4. Okay.
I'm grateful that it actually tastes like what it says.
I'm gonna give it 5.
I'm less a fan of hops than.
It's very smooth and light, and like the grapefruit's there, but it doesn't taste like doesn't taste weird. I think we had a grapefruit one not too long ago, or maybe we did. Maybe it was something else. I don't know what the hell it was.
Yeah, it was grapefruit.
It was grapefruit,
we had
right?
one
Yeah, and
grapefruit.
I don't remember. I didn't like that one.
It was a shandy or something.
It was something. I don't remember what it was. A gose or something.
Yeah, it was.
Frank, what do you give it?
I think a 4.
Okay. All right.
I like that it tastes what it says on the can. I get like a little bit of a powdery aftertaste, like a little powdery feel.
Okay.
I don't know. Like that's what takes a whole point off.
Okay. Kim, what do you give it?
2.9.
2.9.
It's super hoppy.
Yeah, it is. But I think the grapefruit kind of.
But I feel like both of those tastes are bitter, so then it's just bitter.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we've had a lot of bitter today. I think we're bittered out.
All right. Let's see. Okay, Frank. I guess me and you are gonna go back and forth, and then we'll try one more. Maybe
Yeah.
1 or 2 more beers before we go.
So I don't have any more on my list, but I'm just gonna come up with stuff that's been brewing in my head.
Okay, what you got?
So, so Rammstein,
Yes, you got Rammstein.
they are pretty much like, I mean, in costume,
Yeah,
right? In
they
in accordance to what their stage is like.
Mhm.
And I would imagine they would have to be in costume that's, super flame resistant because I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
that's right, yeah.
they're
Protect
standing
them from
they're
that.
standing on big old tanks of fuel every night.
Yeah. And wearing tanks
And wearing
of fuel.
tanks of fuel,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Extreme.
Yeah.
And I remember reading the history, when I think the band first started incorporating pyro into their set. I think it was in 95 or 96.
when their first album came out.
Yeah, on their first album, it was like their first European tour. They're playing clubs, and they actually accidentally burned the stage down at a club they were performing.
Yeah, I could see that.
And so I think that prompted pretty much all the band members to get pyro,
to become fire marshals.
Yeah, like pyrotechnic certified.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because to prevent an incident like that, they all had to study like the laws and physics of pyrotechnics. Shit. I don't know. I mean, it's cool, but I think after a while it'd be like, can we just not play a show with fire?
Can we do an acoustic set?
Yeah. I mean, I think if Rammstein did an acoustic set, it would still have fire. I mean, I'd want to see that. So, okay, I was trying to find a way to describe their costumes as somebody who hadn't seen them. How would you describe the costumes? Aside from, we'll get to Till and his, extra attire, but
I feel like they all individually have their own style going, but
I think
overall, if I were to describe it, it's a bit almost militaristic with
industrial
militaristic look with a little bit of
I was gonna say with
a little outer spacey looking in a way.
Yeah, that and then in their earlier days, everything y'all just said with a little bit of bondage.
I was gonna say bondage.
Earlier they did use that or incorporated some of that, but then I think probably once they crossed into 2000s, it was more into what y'all were saying.
And sometimes dressing like a baby.
Yeah, that and then the vocalist we've seen. I've seen live videos. He didn't do it on our. Did he do it on our show? No, he didn't. He didn't. Because they did that acoustic. Engel, he has the wings with the flames. Yes. So the singer has wings with flames. He also has that.
I wish they would have preferred. No, I wish they would have played that version instead.
Same.
Because seeing those wings just
open up and
just shoot flames is really cool.
I know. They should have had the piano players have the wings, mini wings, little sparklers at least, not even real flames. That would have been cool. And then he also has the backpack that shoots the star, the flame, the flame star, or whatever you want to call it. Then the guitarists also, you have flame guns and they have backpacks on and stuff. And, so they are one that definitely incorporate costumes, and they've been incorporating costumes since the very beginning, still do. And a little bit of makeup. It's not necessarily face paint, but they do have makeup. They've all worn some kind of makeup.
And plus, they're all smeared in grease to prevent themselves from getting burnt.
Is that for real?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, okay. All right. I thought that was flammable, but...
If we're going to talk about angel wings, I got to bring up Martin Gore from Depeche Mode, because he always performs with black feathery angel wings and his little silver mini skirt and silver makeup. And
I don't know. Nah, it's not a costume. I was going to mention him. I was going to say Jonathan Davis back in the day, but no.
I mean,
that's not really. Is it a costume? Would you consider that a costume?
I mean, if he's wearing a kilt and he's paying homage to his Scottish roots,
But that's not
I wouldn't say it's a costume.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a costume. All right, I'm scratching.
But I mean, in some way, it was his own little personal thing that he would do.
Another one that I think I don't know if we've all seen him live, but Rob Zombie. I think he incorporated more. He incorporated costumes more when he first created Rob Zombie,
right?
Or the band, I should say. Then he kind of strayed away from it a little bit. I mean, he still wore some kind of attire, but it wasn't technically a costume. But I think during the first album for Hellbilly Deluxe, he had he did have a costume, right? He had the arm extensions with the claws. He had more face paint than he does now.
I think it was during the Educated Horses album that he just stepped away from costumes.
Yeah.
He just wore bell bottoms and t-shirts.
Yeah. That's when I saw him the first time.
Right.
Yeah. So he was pretty much. Another one, John 5 is
John 5, yeah, and actually,
he's kind of like a Wes Borland type.
I want to talk about John 5 because I don't know if y'all know about the rumor that he supposedly left Rob Zombie.
That he left Rob Zombie? Oh no, I haven't heard of that.
So the rumor is that he is no longer in Rob Zombie, and that he is going to be joining Motley Crue. So only one rumor has been confirmed, because from what I've read, John 5 and Rob Zombie don't follow each other on social media anymore.
That's weird.
And there's a picture of John 5 jamming out with the Motley Crue guys. And so John 5 has only confirmed that him joining Motley Crue is only a rumor. The Rob Zombie stuff has yet to be confirmed.
Well, here's another weird connection. Just a little fun fact here for everybody. Did you know that Tommy Lee played drums on Rob Zombie's Hellbilly Deluxe?
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Oh, no, you're good.
I'm like closing my eyes.
I'm gonna edit Kim out, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Okay, so Kim's gonna step away for a while, but we're gonna.
He gets to take a luxurious nap.
But yeah, so that's a connection there. So going back to Motley Crue, would
Yeah.
y'all consider their 80s attire costumes?
I would not.
No?
No, I mean,
Because they actually
That's how they dress.
they dress that way.
They went to
Yeah.
the store like that. They went to, like,
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
how that's how
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
how I
Yeah.
was picturing it. Like I was like, it counts as a costume only if
Right.
they didn't wear that outside.
Right,
the
because
band.
then you would
Yeah.
have to like question
Yeah.
every goth band, every
True.
metal band,
True,
everybody.
and plus in the
right? But-
80s, that was just like a big thing. I mean, look at Rat, look at Whitesnake, look at Poison, you know.
Okay, cool.
Twisted Sister as well, too. They were all dressing that way.
See, Twisted Sister though was weird though.
It's
to
a little
me.
more extreme.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
like we talked about it before too, where they were like a parody of the hair metal stuff.
Yeah.
So I
Right.
feel like in their case it was a costume.
Yeah.
Because Dee Snider didn't really dress like that outside of. I don't think he did.
No, I don't think he
outside
does.
of
Yeah,
Twisted
yeah.
Sister,
Right.
because
Yeah.
like he had his own look where he had his hair pulled back, untied back, and he had
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
sunglasses and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I would definitely put Twisted Sister,
in
in that
there.
category.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Another couple of, well, we mentioned Behemoth earlier. I can also throw in Cradle of Filth. Cradle of
Right,
Filth
yes.
dresses very like with black leather and then spikes and stuff. So that's they always wear.
I actually
costume.
once gave Danny Filth directions to the Alamo.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, they were playing a show in town, and I was just hanging out, eating pizza downtown. And he steps out of his tour bus. You know, the pizza place is right down the street from the venue where they're performing. And I was the first person he sees, and he was like, "I've heard so much about the Alamo. Can you point me can you point me that way?" I was like, "It's straight shot that way."
Sweet.
You know, so it was just like a weird, random, cool moment. You know, like totally unexpected. Is this dude who's known in like the black metal scene, and
Yeah,
he wants to go see the Alamo.
Oh, hey, that's cool. I mean, Ozzy did.
he wants to
but,
go pee on it.
And then the only other band I think that I had on my list that I just want to throw out there real quick. I'm not really a fan of them or anything, but in this moment, I don't think they started with costumes, but they started incorporating it later. I did see them once live as well on River City Rock Fest, and
Right.
to me, the costume thing kind of took me away from the music because it was one of those things where they would do like a pause and do a wardrobe change, pause, wardrobe change, pop.
Oh yeah,
It was just so many, like pretty much like after every song.
yeah,
And it's
that's a little indulgent.
and it's mostly by the vocalist Maria Brink. She wears like different like dresses or different like I don't even know how to explain it, but she does wear costumes. They're just like I don't know. I'll let y'all Google it, or I'll post some pictures on Instagram. But In This Moment is another band that incorporates costumes. And then just when you were talking about Wes Borland and stuff, there's only one other guy that I wanted to throw in that mix just to mention him real quick because he wears face paint. That's Buckethead. I mean, not face paint. He wears a mask and
Yes,
a
yes,
KFC
yes, yes,
chicken
yes.
bucket on his head. But Buckethead's another one that I think should go into that category.
Now
with,
his
John
identity
5
has
and stuff.
identity been revealed?
I don't know. Probably. I feel like it has, but I haven't really. I don't know. I haven't really gone into research with that guy. That's all I had. I don't have anything else.
I was also thinking, I mean, I don't know if it's been mentioned before, but Lacuna Coil has recently been incorporating, costumes and whatnot. So.
Yeah, we talked about them last episode. 2 albums back, I believe, they started incorporating face paint. But yeah, they were a band that didn't start off with face paint, and they do wear kind of matching attire. So yeah, they would be one that wears costumes now, I think.
Yeah.
I forgot what the other guys look like, but yeah, no, they definitely wear matchings, similar to like Slipknot wearing the jumpsuits. But yeah, would you consider Slipknot and the jumpsuits part of as a costume?
It is a costume.
It is, right? Okay, we'll throw
I mean,
Slipknot in there
that's
too.
how they started
Okay, Slipknot's another
doing their
one.
thing. And I guess, I mean, another band just to throw in really quickly that does the whole masks and jumpsuit thing is Mushroom Head.
Yeah, we
as
talked
well,
about
too.
Mushroom Head as well, yeah.
And there's like a whole lot of debate as to who started wearing the
Yeah.
combination of the jumpsuit and the masks. Mushroom Head says it was them who started it.
Of
but-
course.
We'll just say it was the Residents, and y'all can all
Well, the
shut up.
jumpsuits
Yeah.
are obviously Devo.
What
Well, yes.
year was that?
Yes.
79?
Residence was 69.
Oh, not the Residents. I'm saying instead.
Oh,
of
you're
the
saying.
other ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're saying. Okay.
But I guess in terms of
And
like
they-
heavy music,
I'm also
you know.
just grossed out by their name, so I can't give them
I
credit
got-
for
no,
much.
I-
anything.
Yeah, I got you.
But I guess in terms of heavy music, I mean, you know, we're talking about Mushroomhead and stuff.
Yeah.
now. So I think when it comes to heavy music and masks and you know jumpsuits, there's debate as to who started doing the whole thing first.
Yeah, no. All right. So, yeah, when we were talking about the face paint thing, we were trying to debate, like, not debate, but find out, like, in rock, who was the first one to wear makeup. And I think the first one we came up with was Kiss, right? We said Kiss was probably.
Or Alice Cooper, I think was
Yeah.
maybe a little earlier. Than
Yeah,
that.
Alice Cooper was earlier than that, but I think as far as, like, full-on makeup, like, because I think we talked about Alice Cooper, it was more, like, just, like, he had black on his eyes, and it wasn't very, like, detailed.
Right.
But Kiss were the first ones
Like
to,
the
like,
full
full
face
on,
mask,
with silver
face
and black
paint.
and white.
I do want to maybe go back a little further than the 60s. I want to go and focus on the 50s
Uh-oh.
with Screaming Jay Hawkins.
Yeah,
we
he
spoke with
came up
we spoke
last
with he was
night.
one of the first
Yeah.
ones that he came up with.
Considered one of the first shock rockers.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
not full on makeup, but just enough to, you know, cause controversy in the 50s, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. We talked about him and this other guy that I didn't know. What was this guy's name? His name is he was around that same time with Screaming Jay Hawkins.
Right.
That started the face paint. This guy, when I saw him, he kind of looks like a rock and roll version of Behemoth. When I was looking up a photo of him. And it was let me see, bands with face paint. This guy's name is Arthur Brown. So
Okay.
Arthur Brown is probably in that genre too, rock and roll. But I can find a picture of him and show it to you guys later. But yeah, he basically used like fire and like these like white face and like his it was weird because it was rock and roll, but it sounded almost dark and psychedelic kind of. But yeah, no, it was pretty cool. So that was another guy too. But yeah, you're right with Screaming Jay Hawkins.
Right.
Let's try one more beer and then we'll call it a beer day.
Oh, I'm looking up the Arthur Brown guy.
You're seeing pictures of him?
Yeah.
So that's the Arthur Brown guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, he looks familiar.
Yeah, he looks kind of weird. I think I was listening
But I
to some
see,
of his
yeah,
music.
like that's a long time ago, and his
Yeah, he was
very Kiss-like.
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah. He was one of the first
Okay,
ones.
yeah.
I think he was even he had more face paint than Screaming Jay Hawkins.
Right.
So maybe he was the first one. I mean, but then again, like that was like more rock and roll. So, that's whatever. These guys were part of the. Okay, so this is the last one for the day. This is by a Great Divide Brewery. It's just called Pumpkin Ale. They are from, where are they from? Denver, Colorado. 6.5% ABV. Has a cool little, that's cool artwork right there.
Yeah, the Headless
The Headless
Horseman.
Horseman. Yeah. That's on there. We've never had this before on the show, but Britt said she had it.
Yeah, and now compared to the other ones we've had today, I'm like, hey, that one's all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And it's
I'm
just,
still on the hunt for like a really good pumpkin
really good
beer
one?
that I.
well, we had some last year, and I'd have to go back on the chart and see which ones were rated high, because there are some good ones that we've had last year that we haven't had again this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling Mario I didn't even see the Lean and Kugel pumpkin shandy at all this year.
No, that bumps me out.
That one's nice and smooth, and it has more of that pumpkin,
Yes.
like legit pumpkin, not just the spices.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with like a. Fuck, I kind of want to give it a 5 because it's so light and crisp.
Did you want to smell it?
I think I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 5.
This one's
I
good.
think it has enough sweetness in it for me to like it. It's not like too like non-sweet. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
What do you give it?
Probably like a 3.8.
Really? Okay.
I'm still on the
Yeah,
hunt.
same.
I'm still on
3
the hunt
point.
for
Okay,
like.
I'll both give it a 3.8.
I was looking
you
at
know-
all my readings. I was like,
Doesn't Sam Adams have a pumpkin beer? I feel like that's.
Yeah, I think they
Yeah.
do.
And I think that's what I'm hankering for, is like that
Sam Adams,
flavor.
I don't-
Where it's like,
They do have a pumpkin beer.
They do?
We've,
that's the one we
we've
had
seen
in
it.
Boston or in.
Oh,
in,
okay. I've
seen it, yeah.
in, Salem.
Okay. There was the what was that other brewery that has a? Well, there's a lot of breweries that have pumpkin beers. I have to look at the list. But anyways,
Yes, this is true.
So that was our episode, Bands with Costumes, and if you want, you can listen to it back to back with our bands with masks and face paint. So these were our Halloween-themed episodes. I don't know what we're going to do next episode, and I don't know when we're going to do next episode, but we'll figure it out. And like I said, if you guys want to hear if you guys want to hear music from any of these bands we mentioned, I'm going to make a Spotify playlist. You can find it at rocktalkhappyhourpod.com. What else do I need to say? Check out Zildjian on his Instagram. You can see him tagged on there drinking his Busch beer.
His turkey broth.
His turkey broth dog brew. I don't know if you guys have dogs. I don't know if that beer is still available, but you can go to the I think the Beer Gear website for Busch or whatnot. You can find it on there.
Now, here's the thing. Can you make your own dog beer?
Probably. All you got to do is put just put broth in there, make a sticker, slap it on there. Boom.
There you go.
Make your own. And you don't have to worry about getting it approved by the what's the place that checks
FDA?
that stuff? Yeah, we'll go with the FDA.
Yeah.
So we'll do that, and then we will see you guys next time.
Yeah. Cheers.
Later.
All right,
Bye.
cheers.